So some of you might remember that back in September, I had submitted some cards in for grading with PSA. So in total, I had selected 16 of my cards to go in for grading, and they are finally back. So to summarize, I had submitted them in early September. So to be specific, I dropped them off to a PSA dealer here in Canada on September 6th, and then they got to PSA, and I finally just got them back. So the whole process took about 4.5 to 5 months in total, and then I just picked them up this past weekend. So then I wanted to show you guys what grades I got for the cards, since this was my first PSA submission. And then in addition to that, I also submitted 2 more cards with a friend, so they also came back. So that's gonna be a little bonus reveal at the very end, so stay tuned for that, and let's jump right in. Alright, so let's start. So I got the stack here. There's 16 cards from the initial submission and then 2 more cards at the end. So let's flip it over and let's go one by one. Alright, so the first card we have is this Charizard SIR that I pulled the Blooming Waters. So my first Blooming Waters that I opened, I pulled this guy. So unfortunately, it got only a 9. I'll probably do another video where I'll go into detail on why these cards got the grades that they got. It got the 9 because of the centering, so it's very left heavy in comparison to the right. This part's it's a lot heavier than the right, so that's probably why I got a 9. Otherwise, the card was very clean. Honestly, I don't see any white specks on it. It's mainly just the centering for that. Next card we have is the Lucario. So we have the Mega Lucario EX from Furious Fist, or is a promo card. I think it's from Furious Fist, but this got an 8. So only an 8 for this one, but again, really the centering was where it got dinged on, and also it has a bit of a whitening on the back, so that's the 2 reasons why I think it got the 8. Alright, the next card we have is the Genesect EX from Black Bolt. So this is the SIR, and it got a 10. So pretty happy with that. I thought this was a really clean copy. Honestly, I didn't notice anything bad on it. It's super clean, very well centered, and deserved the 10. Next is the ends plan. So if you guys remember back when I opened the Black Bolt ETB, I had pulled a God Pack. So this was the SIR that I got from the God Pack. So it's a very clean card. Honestly, I didn't notice anything on it. I did the inspection and it looked great, but unfortunately, it only got a 9. So I'm pretty bummed out about this one. I don't know why it got a 9, to be fair. I'm gonna have to really look into it, and this will be a card where it might be worth resubmitting. So that's what a lot of people do, they resubmit cards. Alright, next we have this Glaceon V-Star from Crown Zenith, one of my favorite artworks, and honestly this will be going into my PC because it got a 10. So this one got a Gem Mint 10, very clean copy. Honestly, it deserved it. I was a little worried with the centering, but it got the 10, so I'm super happy about that. Very clean on the back. Really, the only concern I had was the centering. It's a little bit bottom heavy, but I guess it was within the boundaries. So next we have the Moltres Zapdos Narcono Tag Team, the rainbow version from Hidden Fates, the secret rare, and this is another beautiful looking card. Honestly, very clean, and it probably will go into the PC because it got a 10. Very clean overall. Honestly, deserved a 10. I was very careful with what I submitted with this one. Alright, next we have this Yanmega SIR from Destined Rivals. An amazing set. Destined Rivals has some of the nicest cards, and this was a really clean copy as well. Thus it got a Gem Mint 10. So no real complaints with this one. It checked out all the boxes. Super clean copy, great centering, and overall very happy with that. Next, we have this Pikachu from the Paldea Adventure Chest. So this is a promo Pikachu. Very cool artwork, honestly. I really like it. This was something that I was kind of surprised. It only got a 9. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe the centering, the top is a little bit heavier than the bottom. Not a lot of whitening on it. I don't know if you guys could see it, but possibly just this top right corner on the back has a bit of whitening, but yeah. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Next is this Gyarados EX from Breakpoint. So this is just a regular EX, but very clean copy, honestly. I picked this up from a lot, and when I inspected it, it looks super clean. It was worth submitting because you make back the grading costs if it comes back even in a 9. And in this case, it did only come back in a 9. Was hoping for a 10. It's a very expensive card in a 10, but 9 still works great. It's a clean copy, honestly. Alright, so next we have the Wailord from Journey Together. So the illustration rare, very nice artwork. I really like the artwork on this one. Journey Together is really slept on, I think. A lot of people don't like this set and it's undervalued, especially these cards. Like this card is only like $15 or $20, and it's very cheap. And thankfully, my copy was very clean, so it got a 10. So very happy with this one. Next, we have this Blastoise Ultra Rare or Full Art from 151, and this was another card that I pulled myself, so I thought it was a very clean copy, and thus it got a 10. Super happy about that. Possibly could have been affected with the centering, but I guess it was within the boundaries. Honestly, that's the only thing I'm really picky about is the centering, because I mean, I am picky with the back. It has to be very clean on the back. There can't be any whitening or anything on the back of the cards, but once that checks out, the next thing I look at is the centering, and if the centering is good enough, I will submit it for the most part, unless it's very bad. Alright, another 151 card, the Nidoking illustration rare. So I thought this was a very clean copy. Honestly, I don't really see anything bad with it. Really, it's very minuscule, maybe some like very light whitening maybe on the corners, and that's why unfortunately it got only a 9, but it is what it is. Like sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. A 9 isn't the end of the world. It just would have been nicer in a 10. Alright, another Crown Zenith card. So Rayquaza VMAX. Really like this artwork. There's actually two versions of this Rayquaza VMAX, I believe. Very similar in artwork. One is he's facing rightwards, and then the other is he's facing leftwards. But this copy I sent in, again, possibly could have been dinged on the centering, but luckily I was not, so I got a Gem Mint 10. So this is a case where maybe they were a bit generous for me in terms of centering. For this card, the bottom edge is very skinny, and I'm sure the top edge is probably a lot heavier, but with the way this card is designed, it's hard to tell how thick the top edge is, so I guess they're more lenient on cards like this. But it did get a Gem Mint 10, so super happy about that. Alright, so another mid-era card, but the White Kyurem GX from Dragon Majesty. I really like the GX cards. I always like to submit them if they're in good condition, because I think these cards are really undervalued. A lot of them are very cheap in comparison to modern era cards, so I think there's a lot of room for growth on these guys, but this is a really nice card, really clean copy. Again, I think it was a centering because this card only got a 9. Probably the bottom is a bit heavier than the top, but honestly still happy with the 9. Anything mid-era or older than 9, still a good value, and it's worth submitting. Alright, so another tag team, and this is a really cool card, Slowpoke and Psyduck GX. Honestly, I thought this card was very clean. I thought it should have deserved a higher grade, because unfortunately this is the card that I'm most bummed out about. It only got a 6, so an EX or Mint Blade. I'm not sure what that stands for, but EX MT. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to really look into it, and this might be one of the cards that I possibly crack and resubmit or sell raw. Honestly, I'm gonna have to really look into it, because I don't know why it got a 6. Might be because of a dent or some surfacing issue, but only a 6 on this one. Pretty bummed out. Alright, so the final card of the submission, this Pikachu from Lost Origin. I really like this artwork. It's so clean. It's one of my favorite Pikachu artworks, and I was really hoping I'd get a 10, but unfortunately only a 9 on this guy. I'm bummed out about that. I was hoping to keep it in the PC because, again, this is such a clean artwork and it's so nice. The Sword and Shield trainer gallery artworks are one of my favorite artworks, and this is super clean, but only a 9. I'm not too sure why it got a 9 versus a 10, possibly some edge wear, but when I saw it, it was a clean copy, so it could be the way they handle it and then they accidentally roughed up some edges, whatever. I'm not going to be too picky about that. It got a 9, and we'll move on. Alright, so now moving on to the last two subs that I did through my friend. It got here a lot faster, almost 2 months faster than my other subs. So I sent in this Snivy from Black Bolt illustration rare. Very cool card, very clean copy. Unfortunately, only a 9. Looking at it, I think it is, again, the back. I don't know how that happens, but every one of these backs, every corner in the back of this has a little ding, but when I saw it, it wasn't like that. Like, I'm maybe it's the way they handle the cards and it does get damaged in shipping or whatever, but unfortunately only a 9 in this one. One thing I will show you guys is the certification. So if you see the certification number on these two cards I received these two slabs basically on the same weekend. Look at the certification number. There's almost a 10 million difference in them. So this one's 131 million, this one's 141 million. That's crazy. Like, sometimes PSA is so slow on the subs, especially from Canada. So these cards were submitted from the US, which is why it got here a lot faster, but the Canadian sub unfortunately was a lot slower. Alright, our final card. So this Pikachu 151 illustration rare. I guess I'm indifferent to this artwork. Not my favorite Pikachu artwork, but still nonetheless, I would have loved to get a 10 because unfortunately only a 9 for this guy. A little bit bummed out about it. I really don't know why it got a 9 because looking at it, it looks very, very clean. Maybe just the corners, but again, I don't remember it being that bad when I submitted it. It must be the way it's handled or sent in, because unfortunately only a 9. Alright, so that's the video. Overall, my 3 favorite cards that I got back are these 3. So the Charizard, because it's the first SIR that I pulled, the Glaceon, and the Rainbow 3 Birds. I'm going to be keeping these ones in the PC, and the rest of the cards I'll probably sell or keep in the PC for a little longer, and then we'll see how it goes, because I got a lot more cards coming in from grading, and whenever I get those, I'll do another reveals video like this. So let me know how you guys liked it. As always, if you guys like this video, please drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new here, and share this video with anyone you guys want. Thank you for watching.